Hey, how are y'all doing? My name is Lee Hartsell. I want to do a story for children, a Bible story. So, the first of everything, God creates the world. This is Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth had no shape. There was only emptiness, darkness, and a terrible deep. And God's Spirit was moving all over the waters. God spoke and He said, "Let there be light." And there was light, and it was good. He separated the light from the darkness, so there was day and night. That was the first day. Again, God spoke, "Let there be a vast roof in the middle of the waters to separate the waters below from the waters above." And it was just as God had said. He called this roof heaven, and that was the second day. God said, "Let the waters under the heavens come together in a single place. Let the dry land appear," and it was so. He called the dry land earth, and He called the gathered water seas. "Let the earth grow things," He said, "plants, trees, seeds, and each that more and more might grow." It happened just as God said, so it was. That was the third day. God said, "Let there be lights in heavens to separate day from night. There will be for telling time. They will be for telling time and for giving light to earth." So He made the greater light over the day, which is the sun, a little light over the night, which is the moon, and the stars, and that was the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters swarm with living creatures," which are what? Fish. "Let the birds fly in the sky," and they sung in the sky and made noise. And the waters did. They teemed with life, and the skies were filled with feathered wings, songs from the birds. "Good," said God. "Now bear your young till the whole earth and all that seeds do burst with life," and that was the fifth day. So they were supposed to multiply. The fish of the sea, the birds, the plants. And on the sixth day, God made beasts, the four-footed and the furry, and those covered with scales, and those with skin, the cattle, and all that crawled. And God, then on that same sixth day, God created something with the most particular care. He made man. The dust of the earth, the Lord God molded until its shape was the shape of a man. Then He took it. Then He Himself breathed the breath of life into it. Through its nostrils He breathed the breath of life, and man became a living being, mankind in the image of God. And unto this man the Lord God spoke. "Behold," He said, "every living thing that I have made I give to you, everything that you might rule over it, everything that you might care for it, everything." So Adam was supposed to take care of everything for God. Then He planted a pleasant garden in Eden in the east. There were trees and fruit and rivers in wonderful abundance, and in the center of the garden was the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This garden too was for mankind. "You will keep it," the Lord God said as He put the man there. "You will till my garden and rejoice in it." You'll take care of my garden. But there's one tree that is in the center of it, of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Of that tree ye shall not eat, lest you die. If you eat of that tree, you're going to die. Then God gazed at the garden, and He thought to Himself, "No, man is alone, and he should not be alone. I will make a helper perfectly fit for him." So He brought animals to the man, and one by one the man named them. But among the animals none was perfect for Adam. So God said, "Hush," to the man, and put him to sleep. And God took a rib out of man and made that rib into a woman. The woman He brought to the man, and the woman was perfectly right for him. At last He said, "Bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Did she come from man? Then I will call her woman." And all the while these two lived in Eden. They were naked, but they were never ashamed. So everything that the Lord God had made was very good, and on the seventh day Adam and God rested.